I like intelligent people. But that in and of itself is an ambiguous statement, because what makes someone intelligent? Classically, when we think of a smart person, we think of someone who is eloquent or articulate, knowledgeable or well-read or well-informed. But all of those words kind of mean different things, so that's kind of a bad definition, I guess. I feel like we tend to associate intelligence with academics and scholastics. So people who are good at things that we were taught in school, like vocabulary or critical thinking or literature or math or science, we tend to think of those people as intelligent. But of course, those things can be applied in many different ways. Like, no one doubts or denies that Neil deGrasse Tyson is an intelligent person. He has loads of scientific knowledge and he exhibits this all the time. But at the same time, we also know that people like Stephen Fry or Matt Damon are also intelligent. Even though they aren't generally known for things related to academia, we call them smart because they're articulate and informed. In many ways, our society seems to value intelligence. Many people view the lack of intelligence as a flaw or a shortcoming. Now, some people might argue that anti-intellectualism is common. For example, things like science and math are often considered like geeky or boring. And a lot of the media we consume seems to argue that trusting your instincts or your emotions is more valuable than like using evidence or critical thinking. But I would say in general, intelligence is impressive to people. I guess the perception is that high intelligence, or in some people's view, basic intelligence, is rare. So some people are especially impressed when they see it. For example, my generation coined the term sapiosexual, which is a tongue-in-cheek way to describe a sexual attraction to intelligence. Or the Darwin Awards, which is a project that's been going on since the 80s, where people submit stories of people who died because of their apparent stupidity. One Darwin Award winner was Kevin Ward, a race car driver, who after a crash decided to get out of his car and angrily confront the guy who had spun him out. This guy was still participating in the race, by the way. Like, he was in his car driving. So you might be able to guess what happened next. The implication, of course, is that Kevin Ward and people like him did not survive because they were not smart enough. Similar to how in Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection, some species didn't survive because they lacked useful traits, which subsequently implies that intelligence is not only needed to be a useful person, but to literally survive. Now, I can't deny that the ability to retain information and apply it to your life is necessary in many cases. And even beyond that, we need at least some people to pursue an advanced understanding of basically everything, or else we'd never improve as a society. But my question is, among the qualities that a person can have, how important is intelligence by comparison? A long time ago, I came up with what I refer to as the HAECO principle. HAECO is an acronym I invented to describe what I think are the minimum qualities a person should have. Of course, it's just my opinion, but I still more or less agree with it. HAECO stands for honesty, assertiveness, kindness, and open-mindedness. Of course, there are other desirable qualities a person can have, but for me, if you have at least these four, then you're okay in my book. And of course, these are broad, intentionally so as to cover a lot of other things beneath them. I don't mean to speak of these as if they're like holy commandments, because like everything, there are gray areas and special circumstances. But the point is, intelligence is conspicuously missing from the list. And when I came up with HAECO, at the time, it was very clear to me that intelligence took a backseat to these four things. And in life, even to this day, I definitely prefer an honest and kind simpleton to an intelligent asshole any day of the week. But what I'm starting to think is that what happens is that the lack of intelligence, or more specifically, the unwillingness or inability to retain or seek knowledge and information, may itself lead to people being not HAECO, which would imply that not only is intelligence as important as HAECO, it may be more important. Or it could be the other way around. Maybe people start out non-HAECO, and their non-HAECO-ness is what precludes them from gaining intelligence. It's kind of a chicken and egg situation, further complicated by the fact that there are lots of terrible people who are very intelligent, and lots of great people who aren't. Or maybe the two things aren't related at all. Or maybe, like most things, it's complicated. That's just me though. But I want to know what you think. Drop a comment. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to all of the new subscribers. How you doing? Please consider giving the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you like my hair.